God damn it.
That's because your fucking
Steve,
body...
you're fucking my mind,
your body is literally going through withdrawal.
Everybody, this is Two Cooks One Server presents On the Line, where things get heated. I'm Steve, this is Ace, and up here is our moderator for the evening, Evan. And tonight we're going to be talking about cooking up questions about COVID. And our moderator, Evan, do you have any questions about COVID you want to cook up?
So, how it is right now, it's pretty messed up. But I can't imagine how it is working in the front lines of this situation where we have a lot of fear, we have a lot of paranoia, and we also have a lot of distrust in our elected officials and our scientists and in each other. So from what I know and from what I understand, Ace, you've been working the whole time, correct?
Yeah, totally. The whole time. From when it first, we got shut down, we were doing, cleaning, extra cleaning, because we didn't know, or, for the most part, we thought we were going to be shut down for only 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah,
that's what it was,
yeah.
Right? Remember that?
Yeah, it was literally 2 weeks.
How many weeks the fuck ago was that?
So we're like, all right, bet. So we're during this time period, let's make sure our restaurant is cleaner than it ever fucking been. So we took a few days. Everybody came in and did some cleaning and whatever. And then we get the news that it's totally... It's going to be a while. They didn't even give us the time. Actually, it was a month. It was about a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to be shut down. So pretty much we had to furlough all our guys. We were skeleton crew for what we were doing because there was only to-goes at the time. And I had to work. I had to work the whole time.
Okay. So we'll pause there. We have Ace's point. We have Ace's viewpoint, his standing. Steve, from what I understand, you were not able to maintain working at that point.
No, I was furloughed at the time.
What was it when you first heard the news? What was it? Was it text message, email, phone call?
It was in person. We were working, or we were watching the news, checking our phones, and we understood that this is going to happen. To flatten the curve, we're going to be put off for 2 weeks, whatever. So we're like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. And then we found out it's going to be a month, and that's when they're our management was we're going to do lots of extra cleaning and stuff, so we'll come in these days and get whatever done we can. But beyond that, I basically had a month just to worry. Okay, am I going to have a job when I come back? Is this place going to shut down? What's happening? I have no idea. No one did at the time. Shit, people still don't in most cases, most states.
Yeah, a lot of states.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of states. But we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have somebody who had to change the way they work.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have somebody who had to await work.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through the points. Ace, you're sitting there working. You're doing 40 hours. 40 hours ish.
At least 40.
At least 40.
Yeah.
But also, Steve, you're not working and you don't know your future, but you're also being supplemented somewhat, but it's not. It's for this week. It's for next week. It might be.
I mean, yeah, I had the paper check come in, so it was 1 week. Of course, I didn't have anything. And I was like, oh shit, am I getting skipped out? Well, then I basically after a month or so, I just came in at once, and I was like, oh shit, here it is, good. I mean, I said earlier, I have built kind of a savings net or safety net in savings net, so it wasn't too bad, but still, I was like, oh shit, this is about to get real.
Yeah, he was one of those people that got unemployment. It was so fucking annoying. Yeah.
Mind, because you were working.
Yeah, I am working the whole time.
You are working.
I'm on salary, so I'm getting paid regardless. But at the same time, there's people that are under me that
make more.
Yeah,
in some cases.
I wouldn't say make more, but they were making way more than what they were, and they're doing it at home, doing fucking who the god fuck knows.
But worrying. They're
alright.
scared.
Okay,
They're getting paid to be scared.
I understand they're getting paid to get scared.
Yeah, that, the thought of that is still fucked up.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
scared all the time.
Like, yeah, like, bro, like, I want to be at home, like, chilling. Also, like, I want to, like, people over here like, just planning stuff, fucking, like, building new hobbies and, like, trying to figure out, like, the new things and do in life. At the same time, they're getting paid pretty fucking good to do this shit.
That
like,
was the I wish
I know,
had
like,
to
so
build.
many people that, like, just stopped cooking also. And, like, they were just getting Postmates and fucking Grubhub, like, every fucking day. Like, they're trying out new foods on all these places. I'm like, bro.
Learning languages.
Learning,
skills.
like, getting new skills. Like,
bake
they
bread
talk
and
about,
shit.
like, if you didn't get a new skill out of COVID, then, like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, bro, I was so fucking working, bro. Like, I'm so upset about that shit.
Oh, shit. But I mean, Steve.
Yeah.
You didn't work for a hot second.
It was about a month, yeah.
You gotta think. At least I think that, or I suspect that during that month, with all the news and the hype and the scare, you didn't know what was happening. You couldn't get information.
Yeah.
How was it not knowing the future?
It was a little scary, I have to admit. At the time, I was still in school and stuff, so I was kind of distracting myself from that worry by just pouring myself in my schoolwork. So that was kind of nice. I had like a healthy distraction. I was kind of prudent with that stuff. But yeah, I also took a great opportunity to like get caught up in my sleep. I had insomnia and shit, so like sleep schedule was like fucking crazy under stress and anxiety.
Especially as a cook, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So especially during now, it's like you might not have a fucking job. You just have to worry about like, yeah. So I took my time to sleep whenever the fuck I wanted, which actually felt amazing because don't worry schedule and shit. But yeah, it was kind of crazy dealing with all that stuff at the same time. Either I was doing schoolwork, I was trying to cut out my sleep, or exercise, random shit, just trying to do whatever I could to distract myself from I might not have a job and I gotta figure something out, as well as the rest of the country also doing the same thing I'm doing. So I kind of have to do something that will put me ahead of everyone else, but at the same time, just kind of hope everything does go back to normal. So, yeah.
All right, now that we've got the backstories of the people that are on the line today, we're going to bring up our first topic. We've got how it was when it first started. How was it when people started coming back to work? Ace.
You mean like
How was it when the first transition, the confusion?
when like our actual employees actually started coming back to work?
Yes, because right now we're on a what are we, phase 3? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever they tell us.
It changes like every other day.
It changes
it
every
does
day.
change all the time.
But when things started to, all right, we can't all stay home.
And you
Yeah.
mean just at work and stuff?
Yes.
All right, so I'm one of those people that I'm a safety ward, and with this all going on, I wanted to be full on mask, and I was more worried about myself, my family, my friends. I didn't want people to get sick, or I was just so worried about everybody. I just had so much concern about like opening back up with all these people, and like what these people have been off for about 3 weeks or so. You don't know what's going to be going on with them. I really just wanted to be safety. I'm the kitchen manager, so like safety is always going to be my biggest concern. And when everybody came back, like mask was like a huge thing for me. I just needed everybody to be safe, gloves. We had all the different like bleaches and like cleaning materials on hand at all times. People transition very weirdly because We were always a clean place, and it was just I had to be such a more of a stickler for everybody to understand this.
Like how we had to tell everyone to wash our hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
It's crazy that you have to tell somebody to wash their hands.
Like with soap
Like-
and hot water.
Like
What? You
literally,
hot?
our government had to tell us to wash our hands, and I thought that
And
was like,
cough in our shoulders and like you know.
But
and
why
I thought
was
that was
that it?
basic. I thought
Why-
it was
yeah.
like I thought
Why
it was
was
that
so basic.
hey, maybe don't drink so much, or maybe take some vitamins or something, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, that's another topic.
Mm-hmm.
That's another topic as well. So you've been working this whole time. Now you know. Now people are coming in. It's dangerous from what we've been told. What you assume?
No, it's really dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Like, yeah, well, it's one of the biggest killers of the year, for
But-
sure.
But Steve, now you're coming back into work and you're ready to work and you are. I don't know about you, but when I've been off for a certain number, I went out for a back injury for a number of weeks. When I went back to work in my field, it was. I might as well have just started thinking, you know, not thinking about safety. I'm not thinking about the OSHA rules, or I'm not thinking about that. So I can imagine in the kitchen environment where it's very close. It's very hard to socially distance a kitchen. How difficult was it for you to come back to work and adjust to these norms that somebody like Ace has been dealing with and has come up with in certain scenarios?
Well, honestly, I was just so happy to get the reassurance to go back to work. I just kind of adapted pretty. I was just so grateful that I was going to work. It didn't really faze me as like an inconvenience too much. There was a couple times I was like, you know, don't need to wear a mask at this particular moment. Like, I don't really like if I'm on the grill with like 120 plus degree grill, it's gonna kill whatever virus goes in the freaking air. So I don't really believe I need to wear a mask at that particular moment. Because then it's hot, I'm sweating, I have to talk to people, they can't hear me, and it's like you require communication very heavily on the kitchen line. And of course, if it's very hot, that's going to make you very angry, and it's not going to make for a pleasant work environment. I know in kitchen lines, that's already a requirement no matter what, but it accelerates it thus for wearing a mask and trying to communicate with someone. You need to
Yeah.
chicken down or bend
So
it or
that's
whatever.
one of my problems. I feel like a lot of people think that heat is going to kill this virus. If heat was going to kill this virus, like throughout this summer, there should have been very little deaths. There should have been very little cases.
But they told
Yeah,
us it was going to.
They,
What?
yeah, they literally told us like.
Ace,
Yeah.
they said.
Yeah, that's literally what they said.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
We're gonna
Like,
flatten this curve,
they're
it's gonna
they're
go
gonna
away
flatten
in
this
time,
curve, and yet all the cases spiked. They spiked so high that like some places are re-shutting down over the world. Maybe not so much in the States, but in like Europe and in Asia, they're shutting down a lot of places.
Yeah,
and it's
but
only
when
a
you're
matter of
cooking-
time.
When you're cooking bacon, come on, man.
But when
That
you're
kills a
cooking
lot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. From what I remember, fuck that environment. Like that. The only thing that survives is the bacon that you're cooking, not your skin or anything that it pops on.
You lose hair, yeah.
But no, continue. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So,
You're killing my vibe.
comedy does that. It takes the seriousness out of a lot of things. And this topic is very serious, so
It is
it's
super
unfortunate
serious.
we need to keep going. But okay, so let's talk about the future plans. All right, yeah. So let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the new norm. Let's talk about how the hell are we going to keep coping with this? Because I feel like in the restaurant business, it's hard. You're already fighting. You're already fighting costs.
Mhm.
You're already, you know, if you're doing well, you're profiting 10%, which leaves a very narrow margin for error. And I mean, some places, some states, thankfully, we're lucky to be able to go to a restaurant and dine in with certain regulations, whether it be 50% capacity.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do we come back? If people can only serve but so much, how do we get out of this? What do we continue with the masks? Do we continue with the social distancing? Do we continue with or do we all just eat in? Do we all just go out and get Postmates? Ace, what do you feel like? What do you feel like is the immediate?
I feel like safety is always going to have to come first. I don't think as a business you can live off of to-goes. One, because of to-goes, you have to now supply different to-go boxes, your silverware. Those are really cutting into costs because, as you said, 10% or higher is what you're bringing in. And if you're now putting in to-goes, and like to-go boxes and all that, and your to-go cups, then you're losing your profit, and it's now hurting your business. So for businesses, we as a whole can't go through doing to-goes. It hurts our expenses. I think since coming back, like doing so many to-goes, we're losing money, or we're not gaining the amount of money that we were getting before. We were like you're saying, the 10%. Instead of 10%, we're probably getting the 7% now. At some point, hopefully a cure or a vaccine comes around. Like, we're all hoping for that because we all want to go back to being able to hug our friend. Like, you can't.
I want to see a concert.
Or go to a concert or a comedy show or do something. Because like our businesses, like all businesses in general, are just being hurt by this right now.
And the mental health.
And mental health, like I feel like more people are being pressured and being stressed out mental health wise than ever before in the history of history. Unless it was like some huge.
At least what we know.
It's like it's definitely during our times.
All right, so I mean, those are good points. Those are good viewpoints. But let's get down to the heated part of this topic. The age-old two cooks, one server question. For the dawn of time, is butter a drug?
Yeah, it is.
Points.
100%.
Why? You're fighting an uphill battle, so I'm going to give you first shots.
Okay, on a podcast that we did earlier, I explained more details about how a lot of addiction nowadays is more misinterpreted of not just you take a drug and you get this chemical dependence and boom, you're addicted. It's more of your habitat and your surroundings. I went into great detail about Rat Park and how there's mice that were put in blank, empty, boring cages and they always went for heroin, laced water bottles. Then he went to put rats in like fun, happy like parks with like tons of toys and other rats to play with and have sex with and lots of different kinds of food and of course water bottle with heroin, well, water. They almost never went to heroin. They did like very, very rarely. Overdoses went to 0. So it kind of tells you your environment depicts more of an addiction than anything else. Now, that being said, if you have, instead of heroin-laced water bottle in a bland-ass boring cage, you have a shit ton of butter, or maybe some other kind of drug, or cigarettes, or nicotine, or alcohol. Who's to say that substance wouldn't be what you become addicted to, and that be your main drug of choice? So, I say butter is a drug because it can be used just the same way that most people use actual hard drugs to get some kind of relief or physical dependent on. I'm not saying butter by natural state is a drug. You'll be a happy, healthy person, eat some butter, and now be addicted to it forever. You use butter in the same sense a heroin addict would to escape the reality. Only instead of heroin addiction, you get diabetes and overweight problems and high cholesterol and other associated health problems. But it's just more tolerated in our society because we don't look that way. Obesity, we look at it as just you're fat. You're not actually having a problem. And you might see the same thing too. You might just not be aware you have an eating problem or some other dietary restrictions or dietary problems that make you dependent on butter. So that's why I say even butter is drugs, to kind of get people's minds open to the idea that our idea of addiction is obscure than what we've been taught for the last like 80 years or This came out in the 60s, so 40, 50 years. And that's why I think butter is a drug.
Are you done?
Now I'm gonna before you get to what you're saying. Now, when I ask that question, this is off topic, but I wanted to give Steve the time to make his point. And by God, Steve, you fucking knocked it out of the park for not knowing he didn't know that was coming. That was me.
Yep.
He didn't know.
Yep.
You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you, sir.
And while I personally, even though as a moderator, this is unorthodox of me, while my own biases do not change, you swayed me, man.
All right.
Look. God damn it, you swayed me. Now, Ace, the floor is yours. Butter, drug, go.
Alright, so I just Googled up what a drug was, like, by definition.
Those are all 500 facts. No, I'm sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so it says it's a substance used as a medicine or making medicines. A substance as cocaine. So we're putting this in the same demographic or like grouping as cocaine. That may harm or addict a user. That is what a drug is. At the very simplest of terms, you could possibly say drug is or butter is a drug. But like you have to be at the smallest of denominators to really put that in there. Just because somebody is addicted to something doesn't mean it is a drug, but it being a drug is saying you have a addiction to something. But at the same time, you don't have to be addicted to it. It can be you can be a person that likes to buy cars. Are you gonna fucking say that this person that likes to buy cars that like a Cena-like is a drug user? No. If you're a person that likes to go shop, you're a shop-a-fucking-holic. Are you all of a sudden a fucking drug user because you're doing all these shopping? No. Just because you like something doesn't mean you're fucking on a drug. You can do anything to the whatever amount of times doesn't mean it's a drug user. Drugs, by definition, is a medicine or a substance that may harm or addict a user. So I'm gonna just like close it at that.
I feel like I want to continue this debate, but I also feel like that's a topic of another time. I wanted to get
we're gonna just let the viewers let us know
comment down below.
Comment down below. Let us know like your real stance on this whole drug thing or this butter thing.
A drug,
because the debate will continue after this video ends.
Oh, we're gonna.
It's gonna continue.
We're not gonna go home after this. We're gonna stay right here. Yeah.
I've got questions.
And I got answers.
It annoys the hell out of me that like people really think butter is a fucking drug. Like, bro.
It's not. It's a drug in a non-conventional sense. That's the thing you're probably getting hooked up on. You're probably confusing cocaine with butter, which cocaine is a drug, and butter you're thinking is not cocaine, so it's not a drug. That's the
Alright, let's say this. Alright. I'm a person that really likes pasta. And I eat pasta all the fucking time, no matter what meal it is. I'm eating the fuck out of some pasta. Am I a drug user now?
Can you go 3 days without it?
No.
Then
Does pasta give you an advantage? Does it give you an alternative state of mind?
Not at all.
That's true. So it could be considered a drug because it does not alter, cure, or...
I mean, does butter change your fucking state of mind?
See?
you might get a happy
It
euphoria from
depends.
it.
No, it doesn't.
It tastes better.
It tastes better. Yeah, like, alright.
When I taste something that tastes good, it makes me happier.
So, are you saying that a whole grain pasta over wheat pasta is a fucking drug?
Imagine if you.
See, the thing is maybe, I don't know. I've never lived life without bread or carbohydrates, so I don't know. But there are people out there that do.
Yep.
And when they eat carbs and they haven't in a while, it makes them feel like shit or it makes them feel awesome. It's like a treat day. God damn it!
That's because your fucking
Steve,
body.
you're
yeah,
fucking my
yeah,
mind,
your
my friend.
body is literally going through withdrawal of not getting the right nutrients, and all of a sudden you're giving it the right fucking nutrients. That's why people that don't eat protein or eat carbohydrates and they just go on these fucking like Atkins diet, they feel more energized because all of a sudden their body is getting these fucking sugars and the carbohydrates that they weren't fucking getting before.
That's true. While also, now, drugs are bad. Okay?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do drugs.
Okay.
But also,
Do whatever the fuck makes you happy.
have you ever met somebody that probably should be on drugs? Okay?
Like-
I've met some vegans that need to eat a burger. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe. I don't know.
I
God.
definitely have met people who do need to seek professional psychiatric help and therefore get on drugs because of that. Yes, I have definitely seen cases of that.
And I think that the world might be a much better place if everybody woke up in the morning with a fresh biscuit and topped it with butter.
Why the fuck you gotta have butter on your fucking biscuit? Why can't you eat jelly on your biscuit?
You don't
I
like-
put jelly and butter. I
Now
put
you
jelly and
mention
butter,
it.
sir. I live a life of vice. Go in. Go hard.
Yeah, butter is literally just a fucking fat. Like, it's just, it is what
There
it
gets
is.
to a point where it's like it's not just for nutrition. It's there because you fucking can't have a dry biscuit. You can't have if you put if you have a pat of margarine.
Margarine is poison, and that we
But
can
think
all
about
agree
it.
on.
Imagine if you're like, oh, this is butter. You spread it on one bite. This is disgusting margarine. I want to die right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's in margarine?
No.
Do you know?
I don't fucking know. It's
Do you
fake.
know, Ace?
It's some type of fucking
Exactly.
bone fat.
Exactly.
It's like
It's
some bone fat or something.
What's in butter? I don't know, like cow milk and sugar
It's
and
vegan.
salt.
It's vegan chicken nuggets, basically. Like that's not a thing. Just eat a chicken nugget. It won't kill you. Probably, unless you have an allergic reaction
vegan
to chicken or
chicken
something.
nugget, yeah, if you make it right, that shit's pretty good.
It just sounds so ass backwards. Vegan chicken.
Yo, it is what it
Vegan
is.
meat
Yeah,
products.
like, yo, comment below, let us know what the fuck
We've
y'all
gone
think.
horribly off topic
Yeah.
here. That's
Yeah.
my fault for throwing in the butter conversation.
Okay, we should
Yeah.
probably sign off right now because if we don't, we're gonna be at this for
Yeah.
hours and we're not.
Yo,
gonna-
make sure to like, comment below.